I was like, Mr. Cool, Mr. Big Shot and all this. And I hid behind that character, but it was a lot of things that I feared. Not because I was scared or I couldn't do it, but just because I didn't think that I was able to do it. And I didn't have that confidence.
Yeah.
But once I started being true to myself and I wasn't living this false life, I started gaining confidence and self-esteem. I stopped putting up with certain things that had a lot to do with my self-esteem. I started taking on bigger challenges that had a lot to do with my confidence growing. I started stepping out on faith. So yeah, absolutely, absolutely. When you be true to yourself, your self-confidence and self-esteem does go up.
How do you feel that that has affected your relationships with people?
I feel I'm able to have stronger relationships with people now and really connect and also have empathy and grace with people because now I understand people. And at first, like, I didn't really understand people. Like, some people have attitudes, some people are, mean, or some people are aggressive. You might be working somewhere and somebody just cuss you out. But I start realizing that no matter what, that person might be going through something.
Yeah.
So I have to understand that, that everybody goes through something. And if somebody's mad at me or somebody don't like something I'm doing or they don't agree, then that's not my fault.
Yeah.
It's not my
Yeah.
fault. That's something that they have to deal with. So that's another, I think that ties in with being true to self also, because you don't care what others think or say because you just understand people. Like, they're just people. People are going to have their opinions, but their opinions don't really matter.
Yes. And I also believe that when you are true to yourself, because you feel comfortable with yourself, those opinions matter much less,
Yes.
if even at all.
Yes. Yes.
And I also would like to bring up how when someone really loves you, they don't try to change you in any way. So if anyone out there is worried about someone seeing them for being their authentic self because they think that they won't like them anymore, well, then that person wasn't really a keeper in the first place.
Was not a keeper.
Yes. And I feel like that is just a very important rule for love in general. That if you love someone to the fullest and deepest extent possible, that is not trying to change them in any way. That's loving them for them.
Absolutely. You want to love people for who they are, and you don't ever want to try to change anybody because that's pretty much like being a control freak when you want to train when you want to change someone. You can't control. You don't have control over others. So the thing is to love somebody where they're at, and the only thing you should want for them is for them to grow. You want to make it a safe place to grow, and to make it a safe place to grow is by allowing that person to be themselves and loving
Yeah.
them for who they are, no matter what. And that allows them to grow, because a lot of time people don't grow in relationships because the other one might be judging one,
Yes.
and the other one like, well, I don't want to do this because this will make you mad. So you're stopping that person from growing.
I feel that in relationships, a lot of times people will have the conception that two people become one. But I don't believe that's what happens at all. I believe that two people should still be two people that come together to be partners, but not necessarily as one, because then if one person's personality is going to be more shoved down than the other. Two people are just different.
Absolutely. That's like me and my wife, for example. We're two people, but more so coming together as one. We both have our separate, personality. We're two completely different people, so it's two people coming together. But the as one is, I look at that as on the same mission. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like on
Yeah.
the same mission moving forward. But some people, like you said, may think that coming together as one means that we have to have the same
everything.
agree with everything, that we